So with the recent news of Sega banning most 4chan groups, harassers, and porn spammers, the new TOS or Terms of Service update lists ERP or Erotic Roleplay as a bannable offense, and this has many players worried. Now the main question, is there a reason to be scared? And for a simple answer, no there isn't. Let me break a few things down. The biggest misunderstanding is that PSO2 is unique in this ERP ban. However, it isn't, and Final Fantasy XIV instituted a similar Terms of Service change in 2019. Key thing to look at here is the wording. Any type of erotic roleplay, whether through DMs or not, is considered a bannable offense. The wording is very important as it does not say you will be banned, it specifies it is a bannable offense. Now, why does this matter? It matters because there are players who need to be banned but will toe the rules just close enough that there's nothing they can really be banned for. So the GM can look at their chat logs, which go back to the start of their character. For the record, every MMO but Tor and SWL do this, by the way. With the chat log, they can look for pattern of behavior. If the person is constantly harassing people, but not doing enough that they're still in the gray zone, but the player forces ERP on people, like with rape scenes, or aggressively tries to force them to ERP whether they want to or not, a problem Tor has with people constantly sending chloroform DMs, they can use this ERP as a reason to ban your account. But now you're wondering, they can see how I used to act and ban me for things I did in the past. No, they won't. This is used for pattern of behavior. Most ERPers will probably never be bothered by it unless they get reported for something like harassment or forced ERP. This ban is also likely temporary, but even if it isn't, as long as you aren't an abuser, you should be fine. Now, why do I say this is temporary? While recently the aforementioned 4chan groups, harassers, and porn spammers, a group of these individuals decided to make new accounts on different systems and marketplaces and then mass report players at random, meaning both the teams in global and in Japan are swamped figuring out what are legitimate reports and what aren't. This also means that if they ban you for ERP, likelihood it's a temporary ban for a couple of days, maybe a week, while they figure out who or what are the abusers. For those who are problematic in the past but aren't so much in the future and have genuinely changed, you should be fine as well. That's why pattern of behavior is important. If they conceal your logs, they can see how you've changed. They're not going to maliciously ban you for no reason. Now this is all my opinion right now, but let me continue. For example of people who are problematic, you have players like the JP player Makapo, who not only harassed women, but, quote, he confessed that he exploited children sexually and made insulting marks to both women in PSO and Twitter. This is similar to aggressive ERP, and why DMs are counted in this, because not all DMRP is consensual. So if the ERP banning on accounts is legitimately temporary, well, then they'll go through the logs and figure out who's basically sexually harassed players and who's doing it consensually. And here's the thing, if the game's ERP ban in general is only temporary, well, then it's temporary, and it might go away once all the log problems are sorted. If it's not, and we have a permanent ban on ERP, stick to Discord because of players like Makapo. This next part's a bit mean, but so the final point, why does this cover DMs? As I've mentioned, not all ERP is consensual, especially in DMs. To answer this, let me explain what it was like to play a female character in the Old Republic. I made the mistake of playing a Twi'lek who were portrayed mostly as, well, easy. They were basically guaranteed to be ERP thing, and I didn't know this when I went into it. So, but even non-Twi'leks had a similar issue. Your femme avatar in any public area was going to either get rape ERP, non-con kidnappings, or in my case, repeatedly told by another player that they want to rape and impregnate your character. I would show up at DJ shows only for us to have to move the show to a private instance to avoid this level of harassment, and it happened every time. Sexual harassment was so bad, Massively Overpowered wrote an article on it. All of this sexual harassment was in DMs. The reason Sega counted DMs is to protect players from the kind of abusers Tor has. In conclusion, this isn't something to super worry about. Your past will only be dug up if you're still causing problems. And being reported, your logs are just for pattern of behavior, and most MMOs ban ERP and keep logs. Just relax and have fun and keep your porny selves to Discord. Also, an added note that wasn't in the script I wrote for this. I am aware that there are still ERP servers on Final Fantasy XIV, but if you look at the terms of service, it was updated to ban it. And this ban is used for players who do forced ERP, like Tor, and they count DMs. So we can assume Sega is going to be able to tell the difference between forced and not. That's why it says bannable offense, not you will be banned. Anyway, peace out ARX operatives and ARX defenders. Thank you for watching.